Hello. Investing in real estate is something that everybody would think about at some point in life. Initially, to start with, they would like to have assets and to stay. They want to invest in a home, they want to have a nice place to live in, and have an office and to live in, and all those things. At some point, what happens is that the money that we have might not be enough to purchase a huge property, but then that amount will go into savings, or mutual funds and things like that. But the amount of interest that we get in there, in the savings, might not be enough to handle the inflation that happens year on year. Like if you say 20% inflation that's going to happen next year, inflation is the increase in the amount of things. See, 100 rupees today, how many things that it can buy today is not the same that it can buy in the next year, right? The value of the money decreases, the value of other things increases. That is what is inflation. So when we have money, and then we have to make sure that it will give the same amount of power to purchase the things, or a little more. And that is handling inflation. Okay, by saving, what happens? Yes, of course, it is good to save. It is, you can liquefy it, and some portion of it has to go into savings, there is no doubt about it. But then that is not enough. Okay, that is not enough to handle the inflation and also to build wealth. Okay, so this video is particularly for people who are actually thinking about investing and building wealth. You might be a beginner in your in the beginning adulthood in life, or you are somebody who has already have the investments that is made for yourself. You have an asset that having your own home and all the requirements that it is, and then later on you have some more money and you want to know and understand what are the things that you can do with it. Okay, both of them. And it is for everybody, if I have to say, because finances and dealing with the financial planning is something that we all have to learn, and it is one of the main things that keeps us in peace when it is planned properly. Okay, so the money that we have, when we invest, it's gonna bring more value. Okay, what is the difference between savings and investments? This is what you have to be very, very clear. People think that saving is investment. No, it is not. So when you want to really invest in something, you will purchase gold. I'm giving you examples of purchasing gold. Okay, or you will be purchasing something and then selling it off in 1 or 2 years. Okay, that is going to give you more money. And it is like buying a plot or a site, residential site. So and you don't do anything with it, you're not going to build anything or something, and then you sell it away after a few years. And that is actually, it comes like the return can be like 2 times, 10 times sometimes, depending on where the location is and things like that, right? So, and there is something called investing in yourself. That is what you're doing right now, because you're watching and you're investing in yourself, in learning, and that is one of the most important things. I'm so glad you are here. Okay, so investing is an important criteria. So you have to figure out where all you have invested and what would be the time frame that is required for it to bring in more money, and then that's how you build your portfolio and your wealth. And if you know about real estate market, usually investing in commercial properties bring in good amount of result, very high amounts. But then what happens is that in commercial properties, the investment that is required will be very very huge, like commercial properties like shops, and then shopping malls, and the plazas, big places where, and the IT infrastructures and all those things, right? So sometimes people may not have so much money. And then in residential properties also, for house and all, it's really required, like for a very good individual house and all, it starts from 65 lakhs, and it can go up to many crores. So initially, if it is not assembled enough, so you can actually think about a new way. Okay, today I'm going to tell you there's a new way of investing in commercial properties, and that is going to give much more higher results than any of the FD and all other things right now. Okay, so that is called fractional investment. What happens is that you invest small, it is that's why we are not going to purchase a big property, but then a company in between, uh, legally done, and then those things will actually purchase the property, and then it is already leased out. Okay, so there are already people who are paying rent for that place. And then what they do is, like, if they buy like 2 crores property, and then they will ask everybody, people who are willing to invest, they will ask some people, and then tell them that we have this kind of a property, and then you can invest your 25 lakhs, I mean beginning with 25 lakhs. uh, they can invest more also, 25 lakhs. And then once the amount is, like, like for 2 lakhs, it would be around 8 people. So 8 people will become property owners of a piece of that property, right? So that way, and when the rent comes, it is distributed among all these 8 people. Okay, so you, as people who are investing in it, they will not have to go and clean the place and see the place and rent out and all those things. It will not be there. So everything would become online. There are platforms which is online, and then the money of the rent that would come back every month, right? And well, what happens, you know um, if we actually want to sell it, you won't be able to sell it for the minimum lock-in period. They'll have some minimum lock-in period, just like in any of the property they'll have like 1 year of lease, right? Like that, here also there would be some lock-in periods depending on the project. So within that, you will not be able to see. In real estate, you'll have to always know that real estate is a long term benefit gain. It is not like you put in and then you immediately remove it. It's not like a stock market where you can immediately sell it and get it. No, if that is the requirement, and if that kind of a money is required within 1 or 2 months and all, then you cannot invest in real estate. That you have to really remember. Okay, and so usually it would be like 1 year or 3 years or 7 years, something like that. 7 years is too much, but these days it is going to be like 1 or 3 years. 3 years is a very good time to wait. The reason is, especially in this kind of an investment, what happens is that they would sell the entire property, the big, like 2 crore rupees property, they will sell it after like 3 years or something, depending on how the market value is. So what happens then, there would be they would get more money on selling the property also, right? So already you will be receiving rent month to month, and then when it is sold, there is more gain. That, again, that capital gain, that's called a capital gain, because it is a gain from the capital amount, like 2 crores they will have invested in. Totally the 2 crores is invested in the property, and then when it is sold, it might have become more, so many percent, like anything that you sell, like a site, when you sell it, it will give you more money, right? So that more amount is actually divided between these 8 people. Okay, so this is how fractional investment works, and there are more details. In case you are interested, then I can actually put you in contact with the with the latest project that is available. So you will know more and crystal clear about, and then you can ask questions, and then you can understand the current things that is going on in extreme details. Okay, so contact me if you want to know more and want to invest, right? See ya. I'll put the contact form below, and you can click and submit that form. So I will contact you back when there is details, like we have email and phone number and your name. That's all. Alrighty. You take care. It is important for me to inform these things, because this is new things and it helps people. And once there is financial planning, and then wealth building and all, people will take care of their health much better, and that is good. All right, bye for now. See you again soon.